You're listening to the Cyberwire Network, powered by N2K.
AI agents are now reading sensitive data, executing actions, and making decisions across our environments. But are we managing their access safely? Join Dave Bittner and Barak Shalef from Oasis Security on Wednesday, December 3rd at 1 p.m. Eastern for a live discussion on agentic access management and how to secure non-human identities without slowing innovation. Can't make it live? Register now to get on-demand access after the event. Visit events.thecyberwire.com. That's events with an S, .thecyberwire.com to save your spot.
Ever wished you could rebuild your network from scratch to make it more secure, scalable, and simple? Meet Meter, the company reimagining enterprise networking from the ground up. Meter builds full-stack, zero-trust networks, including hardware, firmware, and software, all designed to work seamlessly together. The result? Fast, reliable, and secure connectivity without the constant patching, vendor juggling, or hidden costs. From wired and wireless to routing, switching, firewalls, DNS security, and VPN, every layer is integrated and continuously protected in one unified platform. And since it's delivered as one predictable monthly service, you skip the heavy capital costs and endless upgrade cycles. Meter even buys back your old infrastructure to make switching effortless. Transform complexity into simplicity and give your team time to focus on what really matters, helping your business and customers thrive. Learn more and book your demo at meter.com/cyberwire. That's METER.com/cyberwire. Shady Panda plays the long game. India mandates tracking software on mobile devices. Korea weighs punitive damages after a massive breach. Qualcomm patches a critical boot flaw impacting millions. OpenAI patches a Codex CLI vulnerability. Google patches Android 0 days. Cybersecurity issues prompt an FDA permanent recall for an at-home ventilator system. Switzerland questions the security of hyperscale clouds and SaaS services. One of the world's largest cyber insurers pulls back from the market. On our Threat Vector segment, David Moulton sits down with Stav Setty to unpack the Jingle Thief campaign. And in Russia, Porsches take a holiday. It's Tuesday, December 2nd, 2025. I'm Dave Bittner, and this is your Cyberwire Intel Briefing. Thanks for joining us here today. It's great to have you with us. A 7-year campaign used seemingly legitimate Chrome and Edge extensions to infect 4.3 million users with backdoors and spyware, according to COI researchers. The group, dubbed ShadyPanda, published clean extensions, waited years to build large user databases, then pushed malicious updates that auto-installed across all devices. 5 extensions with more than 4 million installs remain live in the Microsoft Edge store. One campaign delivered a remote code execution backdoor to 300,000 users through 5 extensions, including one named Clean Master, which exfiltrated full browsing activity to attacker-controlled servers and included anti-analysis features. Another set of 5 Edge extensions, including the 3 million install WeTab, still collects extensive behavioral data and sends it in real time to servers in China and Google Analytics. Earlier campaigns silently monetized user traffic or hijacked searches. COI says the incidents highlight a core marketplace weakness. Extension stores review submissions but do not monitor updates after approval. India is expanding its anti-theft and cybersecurity program to cover new and used smartphones, according to reporting from Reuters and also confirmed by the Telecom Ministry. Companies that buy or trade second-hand devices must now verify each phone's IMEI number against a central database. The move follows a directive requiring manufacturers to pre-install the government's Sanchar Sati app on new phones and push it to existing devices through software updates. Sanchar Sati has blocked or traced millions of stolen phones and has seen rapid adoption since its 2023 launch. Critics say mandatory installation expands state access to personal devices without adequate safeguards. Apple has told officials it will not comply, citing privacy and security concerns for its ecosystem. South Korean President Lee Jae-myung ordered a rapid investigation into Coupang's massive data breach, calling the 5-month undetected leak astonishing in scale. Officials say information tied to at least 30 million users was accessed after an attacker exploited an electronic signature key. The government is considering punitive damages to deter future lapses, a shift from Korea's compensatory-only model. Coupang's CEO said the company will comply with penalties that could reach record levels. Police have not confirmed the attacker's identity. Qualcomm issued an urgent security bulletin warning of 6 high-priority vulnerabilities across millions of devices. The most serious threatens the secure boot process that protects devices during startup. Qualcomm says an attacker could bypass checks, install persistent malware, or gain control before the operating system loads. The flaw was found internally, raising questions about how long it existed in deployed devices. 5 additional vulnerabilities affect the high-level operating system, trusted zone firmware, audio, DSP services, and camera functions. Qualcomm is distributing patches to manufacturers and urges immediate deployment. Users should check with their device makers for update timelines. OpenAI patched a Codex CLI vulnerability that allowed malicious commands to run automatically on developers' machines, according to Checkpoint. The tool implicitly trusted configuration files inside local repositories and executed their instructions without user approval. Attackers who could commit or merge crafted configs could trigger remote access, command execution, credential theft, and lateral movement, creating a reproducible supply chain backdoor. Compromised templates or popular repos could also infect downstream users. Google's latest Android security bulletin disclosed 107 zero-day vulnerabilities affecting Android and the Android open source project. 51 flaws were patched on December 1st, including 3 high-impact issues in the Android framework. Google says 2 may be under limited targeted exploitation and can enable unauthorized information disclosure or elevated access across Android 13 through 16. A 3rd flaw could trigger remote denial of service. Google says they'll release the remaining 56 patches on December 5th. The FDA has issued a permanent recall for Baxter's Life 2000 at-home ventilator system, citing an unspecified cybersecurity issue that could let someone with physical access alter therapy settings or access device data. Baxter began notifying patients in April, but the FDA's public alert came in late November, warning that continued use could cause serious injury or death. Patients are urged to stop using the device and consult providers for replacements. Baxter reports no related injuries or deaths as of April 10th. It remains unclear whether this recall is connected to earlier Life 2000 advisories involving multiple vulnerabilities. Security experts say a permanent recall for a cyber issue is rare and signals significant patient safety concerns, while noting that neither Baxter nor the FDA has detailed the specific flaw involved. Switzerland's Conference of Data Protection Officers, Privatim, issued a resolution urging public bodies to avoid hyperscale clouds and most SaaS services due to security risks. The group warns that many SaaS platforms lack true end-to-end encryption and that providers, especially those subject to the U.S. Cloud Act, could access sensitive data. Privatim also notes that vendors can change terms unilaterally, reducing government control. The resolution concludes that large international SaaS offerings, including Microsoft 365, are generally inappropriate for handling particularly sensitive Swiss government data. Beazley, one of the world's largest cyber insurers, is pulling back from the market as rising ransomware and hacking claims drive higher losses, according to the Financial Times. The company's cyber gross written premiums fell 8% to $848 million through September, and executives cite geopolitical volatility as fueling more costly attacks. While Beazley reduces its exposure, rivals like Chubb and AIG are maintaining or expanding their cyber books. Premiums have been declining since early 2024 due to intense competition for a limited pool of buyers. The sector's strain shows up in the UK as well, where the Association of British Insurers reports a 230% year-over-year surge in cyber claims, driven largely by malware and ransomware incidents. Coming up after the break, on our Threat Vector segment, David Moulton sits down with Stav Setty to unpack the Jingle Thief campaign. And in Russia, Porsches take a holiday. Stick around. What's your 2 a.m. security worry? Is it, do I have the right controls in place? Maybe, are my vendors secure? Or the one that really keeps you up at night, how do I get out from under these old tools and manual processes? That's where Vanta comes in. Vanta automates the manual work so you can stop sweating over spreadsheets, chasing audit evidence, and filling out endless questionnaires. Their trust management platform continuously monitors your systems, centralizes your data, and simplifies your security at scale. And it fits right into your workflows, using AI to streamline evidence collection, flag risks, and keep your program audit ready, all the time. With Vanta, you get everything you need to move faster, scale confidently, and finally, get back to sleep. Get started at vanta.com/cyber. That's VANTA.com/cyber. AI is transforming every industry, but it's also creating new risks that traditional frameworks can't keep up with. Assessments today are fragmented, overlapping, and often specific to industries, geographies, or regulations. That's why Black Kite created the BKGA3 AI Assessment Framework to give cybersecurity and risk teams a unified, evolving standard for measuring AI risk across their own organizations and their vendors' AI use. It's global, research-driven, built to evolve with the threat landscape, and free to use. Because Black Kite is committed to strengthening the entire cybersecurity community. Learn more at blackkite.com. On today's Threat Vector segment, David Moulton, Senior Director of Thought Leadership at Unit 42 with Palo Alto Networks, sits down with Stav Setty, Principal Researcher at Palo Alto Networks, to unpack the Jingle Thief cloud-only identity-driven campaign.
Hi, I'm David Moulton, host of the Threat Vector podcast, where we break down cybersecurity threats, resilience, and the industry trends that matter most. What you're about to hear is a snapshot from my conversation with Stav Setty, a principal researcher at Palo Alto Networks. Stav and the Unit 42 research team uncovered a financially motivated operation called Jingle Thief, where attackers abused Microsoft 360 and identity features to quietly steal gift cards from some of the biggest global retailers. As Stav puts it, attackers don't need exploits or malware anymore. They just need to compromise identities. One stolen account can become dozens in a matter of months, all while they sit inside your cloud environment using your own workflows against you. Stav, welcome to Threat Vector. I'm really excited to have you here this morning.
Thanks, David. I'm really happy to be here.
So today we're going to talk about this Jingle Thief campaign, which is really centered around identity-based cloud compromise and gift card fraud. And I wanted to start with the basics. For the listeners, what exactly is the Jingle Thief campaign? Some folks maybe haven't read the research that we've got out on the Unit 42 Threat Research Center. What was it that first drew the Cortex Research's team to this specific activity?
The Jingle Thief campaign is a campaign that we found very fascinating, and it came up because of our Cortex CLI ITDR alerts that were raised. And what makes this so interesting is it's attackers going after gift cards, and they were able to steal and target gift cards from some of the biggest retail brands that you know. So that's really fascinating. And what makes it even more fascinating is that this is in the cloud. There's no malware. There's no exploits. They're purely living in Microsoft 365, which is a bit unusual because nowadays you don't see that too often with the gift card fraud. So they would try and target retailers or just anyone that can issue gift cards.
Who's behind this campaign? Talk to me about the threat actor.
Yeah, so we're pretty sure that this group is what people know as Atlas Line. This line is a Moroccan-based group. They've been active since 2021. And while we don't have 100% attribution, I say for the purposes of this chat, let's call them Atlas Line. What do you think?
Yeah, that works for me. And you said Moroccan-based, financially motivated. That's probably part of the crime side of cyber attacks, not necessarily something tied to a state actor. What distinguishes the campaign from maybe some of the other financially motivated operations that we've been looking at recently?
I think there's a few things. I think the first thing is the patience and the discipline. They stay months within an organization. In one case we saw them active in an organization for over 10 months, which is really crazy. That kind of patience made us go, hey, this is really something different here. I think another aspect is the living off the land in Microsoft 365. It's all cloud. That's a little bit unusual as well. And lastly, it's the gift card aspect, the gift card theft. A lot of times financially motivated actors will go for ransomware. And this was all about gift cards.
What are some of the lessons that security teams need to take away from this attack and this misuse of trust?
That's a great question. I think the first thing is a lot of times security teams will say, hey, MFA, that equals safety. And I think it's really important to recognize that MFA is not safety. It's not safe. And they should really monitor every new password reset, every new device enrollment, all that needs to be monitored. And it's not enough just to be like, hey, that user logged in with MFA, it's safe.
Steph, thanks for this awesome conversation today. I learned so much, and this one seems like it's kind of a weak spot that we need to really focus on or suffer the consequences.
Thank you so much, David. It was great being here.
Jingle Thief shows how identity-based compromise turns trusted cloud features into a revenue engine for attackers, and why identity really is the new perimeter. If this got your attention, don't wait. Listen to the full special episode in your Threat Vector podcast feed. It's called Inside Jingle Thief, Cloud Fraud Unwrapped, and it's live now. Thanks for listening. Stay secure. Goodbye for now.
Be sure to check out the complete episode of Threat Vector right here on the N2K Cyberwire Network or wherever you get your favorite podcasts.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. You're ready to move your business forward, but first, you need to find the right team. Start your search with Indeed Sponsored Jobs. It can help you reach qualified candidates fast, ensuring your listing is the first one they see. According to Indeed data, sponsored jobs are 90% more likely to report a hire than non-sponsored jobs. See the results for yourself. Get a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
This episode is brought to you by Marqeta. When it comes to your payments provider, you can't afford to compromise. Marqeta's modern payment solutions flex with your business without the trade-offs. Stable and agile, secure and innovative, scalable and configurable. If they say you can't have it all, don't believe them. Your business demands more. Choose a payments provider that delivers more. Choose Marqeta. Visit Marqeta.com/Spotify to learn more.
And finally, hundreds of Porsche owners across Russia found their high-performance machines reduced to very expensive lawn ornaments last week as a factory-installed satellite security system abruptly stopped talking to the cars it was meant to protect. Drivers from Moscow to Krasnodar reported sudden engine shutdowns and fuel blockages, prompting a rush of service requests for Rolf, the country's largest dealership group. The outage appears tied to the vehicle tracking system, which some owners coaxed back to life by rebooting, disabling, or performing the timeless ritual of leaving the battery unplugged for 10 hours. A Rolf representative floated the idea of deliberate interference, though no evidence supports it. Porsche has stayed silent, still unable to divest its remaining Russian subsidiaries 2 years after suspending operations. And that's the Cyberwire. For links to all of today's stories, check out our daily briefing at thecyberwire.com. We'd love to know what you think of this podcast. Your feedback ensures we deliver the insights that keep you a step ahead in the rapidly changing world of cybersecurity. If you like our show, please share a rating and review in your favorite podcast app. Please also fill out the survey and the show notes or send an email to cyberwire@n2k.com. N2K's senior producer is Alice Carruth. Our Cyberwire producer is Liz Stokes. We're mixed by Trey Hester with original music by Elliot Peltzman. Our executive producer is Jennifer Iben. Peter Kilpie is our publisher, and I'm Dave Bittner. Thanks for listening. We'll see you back here tomorrow.